Hello, everyone. My name is Ben Cooper, and I had the privilege of being the Agile Product Design team lead this semester, a team that's known for doing more with less, whether that be developing a standing device prototype for under $200 or getting first place in the I-CCEW costume contest for only the price of some hot dogs we couldn't return to Walmart. Over the semester, I've seen my team members grow so much, and I am so privileged to be able to meet all of them and see what these overachievers can really do. I'm incredibly excited to see them all go off and live very successful and fulfilling lives. I want to say thank you to, that wasn't sarcasm. I genuinely believe it. I want to say thank you to the I-CCEW staff for creating an environment in which we can be challenged and grow in the difficult ways that we do. I want to say thank you to our mentor, Alyssa Patel, to break us out of our narrow engineering focus and see the big picture and the implications of this type of a product. And of course, I want to say thank you to our client, Derek Herrera, the founder and CTO of Spinal Singularity. It was an absolute honor to get to work with you. He's a decorated veteran and just an incredible person that has an incredible vision of the future. So with that, I'll leave it to the team to tell you about all the interesting stuff. Thank you.
Picture a world where you can't reach a kitchen counter, the top of a shelf, or even just hang something up on a wall. For people living with paralysis, this is a reality. But this isn't an all-encompassing list by any means whatsoever. In fact, it's quite short. For example, when I spoke with a Mr. Kenny, who's been living with quadriplegia for several years now, he stated that he'd just like to be able to go outside and stand up, even just to watch a baseball game. And these aren't luxurious tasks by any means. These are things that people either want to get done or need to get done on a day-to-day basis. So in order to solve this issue, we have been working with the company Spinal Singularity to bring a product to market that will help people with paralysis stand. Spinal Singularity was founded in the year 2015 by Mr. Derek Herrera, who actually suffered a spinal cord injury, or SCI for short, of his own in the year 2012. And we're not just trying to solve this problem for Spinal Singularity, we're trying to solve this problem for Derek himself. And after over 40 interviews, 20 hours in the fabrication lab, a little bit of blood and sweat, and even acquiring a lava lamp, we have discovered that our problem is rooted in the fact that people living with paralysis are losing their independence, and they'd like to regain some of it. So, in order to fix this, we have designed the Solo Stander. The Solo Stander is an attachment for a wheelchair that is based around a false seat with elements of an exoskeleton and utilizes a gas strut as a lifting mechanism. The Solo Stander will be entering into a market in the United States worth over $150 million, which actually has the potential to grow even more. And with the streamlined and refined business model, Spinal Singularity has the opportunity to generate over $2 million in the next 5 years following implementation. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Zach Coronado. I'm a junior in chemical engineering, and I'm from DuPont, Washington.
My name's Alex Zhang, and I'm a sophomore in aerospace engineering, and I'm from Stillwater, Oklahoma.
My name is Gary Sifa. I'm a freshman majoring in mechanical engineering and minor in computer science. I'm from Ghana.
My name is Michael Asanti. I'm a junior studying computer engineering, and I'm from Weatherford, Oklahoma.
And we are Team Solo Stander. People living with paralysis are losing their independence, and they'd like to regain some of it. In 100% of interviews we conducted with somebody living with some form of paralysis, they stated that independence was crucial to their way of life. And it's easy to see that you're losing some physical health benefits by not being able to stand, but did you know that you're actually going to be losing some social health ones as well? When I conducted an interview with a Dr. Amanda Wilkerson here at the OU College of Health and Exercise Science, she found that standing was a social promoter, and that overall, it encouraged people to be active and intermingle with each other. So if you're not able to stand, you're losing access to these vital benefits. And standing is vital to everyday mundane tasks. When I spoke with the Mr. Patrick Madsen, who is a who has been living with paraplegia for 45 years, he is also, interestingly enough, William Shatner's ex-stunt double. He stated that he would like to be able to just go outside and stand up just to wash his windows. And this isn't something that is luxurious or held in high regard by any means. This is something that he just wants to get done. But these problems are only created because other products do not meet users' needs, and that they generate pain points, and that they are either too expensive, too heavy, or not easy to use. The average cost of standing devices that are currently out there on the market is over $5,000. And if you couple that with an average weight of over 115 pounds, you're not just lifting a heavy weight, you're lifting a heavy cost as well. Plus, other lifting mechanisms on pre-existing standing devices are too complicated and generate a negative overall user experience. So our problem is rooted in the fact that people living with paralysis rather, are losing their independence, and they'd like to regain some of it. And other products do not meet the user's needs. Alex is up next, and he's going to speak about our product, the Solo Stander.
So our solution aims to solve the issues of weight, price, and usability. Our target weight will be under 15 pounds. Our target price will be around $1,500. These numbers have been derived from our user interviews, as well as interviews with physical therapists and doctors. And we aim to create a device that is easily used by our users. As you can see in this animation, this is what we envision as the final product. So our device features two main mechanisms, the first of which is an attachment method, and the second is a lifting mechanism, lift and lock system. So by attachment, this means that the device will go on top of a user's existing wheelchair, so they do not have to buy a whole new system. 92% of our interviewees have supported this notion. A false seat will sit on top of the existing wheelchair, and the lifting mechanism will be triggered by the user either leaning or pulling themselves upwards and supported by the lifting mechanism. As you can see here, this is our prototype. This is simply a proof of concept, and it's in no way what we envision as the final product for our users. This was designed to test the two main mechanisms of the attachment methods and the lift and lock system. So as you can see here, we have an exoskeleton that supports the lower body and a metal frame that supports the upper body. This hybrid provides full body support. The user will place their legs inside the exoskeleton that keeps their legs firmly attached to the device, and a lightweight metal frame keeps rigidity of the back. We're looking into a titanium aluminum alloy for the metal frame as it provides a great strength to weight ratio. To get here, we had to go through several design iterations to find that this hybrid exoskeleton false seat combination was ideal. The first of which was a standalone false seat. It provided great upper body support but lacked lower body support. Next, we tested an exoskeleton concept which provided great lower body support but lacked upper body support. By putting the two together, we found that a hybrid solution provided a full comprehensive full body stability. So our lifting mechanism has been designed to be simple and is locked into place at the sitting and standing position. Twin gas struts support the users in the standing position. These gas struts will be tuned to support just under the weight of the user, so that when the user is sitting, the gas struts will be compressed in the sitting position. When the user wants to stand, they'll simply lean or pull themselves forward, and the gas struts will help support their weight into position. In either at the 90-degree or 180-degree position, a locking mechanism will hold them firmly in place. To get here, we had to go through several design iterations as well, such as a pulley system, a spring system, and a gear system. Through these prototypes, in addition to customer validation and feedback, we were able to determine the current model that you see here today. So now that you see how our solution is tailored to our customers' needs, Gary will now talk about our competition and the market that we intend to capture.
So as we're looking into the competition in the market, we realize that most of the products that are out there are either too expensive, too heavy, or not comfortable to use, which are the three important criteria for most of our interviewees and the potential customers. By looking at the table, we realize that Solo Stander meets all these criteria, as the price is set at $1,500, which is really affordable than most of the other competitors. For example, taking Leo Stand, which is a manual wheelchair, which is one of the cheapest products out there, only 7% of our interviewees would have been willing to pay for this price. This tells us that the price of the other products are definitely not what our customers will be looking for. Again, the weight of our Solo Stander is about 15 pounds, which is 200% lighter than most of the products outside there. And our product is also unattachable, which makes it really easy for you to travel with. Our inventor, Derek Herrera, emphasized on the fact that our product has to be really easy to travel with, and our product is definitely meeting this criteria than any other of the competitors. Our product also is really easy to use and really comfortable to use, as it depends on the weight of the person to help you in the upward and downward motion. Even though we have other products like the electric wheelchair and the semi-powered wheelchair, which uses the remote or the joystick to help you in the upward and downward motion, they're either too expensive or they're too heavy. Now, seeing that our solar standard will meet these criteria and will definitely hit the market, a question we're asking ourselves was, who is our potential market and what is the worth of our solar standard in this market? Spinal Singularity will have a potential of 153 million if solar standard is set at $1,500. Out of the 265,000 people with spinal cord injury, 63% of these people are people with C5 and below spinal cord injury. These people are basically people who have some functionality in their arms, which is important for using solar standard. Out of this 63%, 38% of these people were willing to pay for this price. We also realized that some people don't want this product because they're either okay in the state they are in, or they don't want an extra weight on their wheelchair. One of these people is Steve, that we spoke to in Jim Thorpe Rehabilitation Center, who said that he loves his slim fit wheelchair and will not love to add any extra weight to this product. Also, there's 12,000 new cases of spinal cord injury every year in the US. And about six people actually called and emailed us to talk about this product and give us relevant information and feedback on how to go about building solar standard. And about 2 people actually said they wanted to test this out for us, which means that if solar standard is fully done, there will be a lot of interest with customers trying to get this product. Now, having talked about the competitors and the market, I'll hand it over to Michael to talk about the business and financial model.
So in order to address this market, we have developed a business model that will allow the customer to easily purchase the solar standard online through Spinal Singularity and have it delivered right to their door to have to use on a day-to-day basis. So in an interview I conducted with Dr. Karen Rook, a physical therapist based out of West Florida, she actually mentioned that it's preferable if a similar device of this stature or a standing device is custom fit or comes in multiple sizes for the end user to avoid things such as pressure wounds and bed sores that would form because of a loss of circulation in the legs. And so the entire process will be that the end user will select what size solo standard they want. They'll pay the $1,500 up front. Spinal Singularity will receive that, take about $900 profit from that. Then the other $600 is going to go to the manufacturer, which the manufacturer will build the device, then send it to the end user, which the end user can then install the solo standard and start using it on a day-to-day basis. So Spinal Singularity is going to start developing relationships with different manufacturers in the USA that are familiar with manufacturing wheelchairs and other standing devices in order to improve reliability and speed so that the end user can have a solo standard that gets to them fast and one that works very well. But in order for this device to even be sold as a medical device, however, Spinal Singularity is going to file a Class 1 medical certification with the FDA, basically meaning that the solo standard will be classified as a medical device, and insurance companies will be able to fully support it because it will be considered a medical device. So this will cost about $2,000 as opposed to the $300,000 that the Class 2 or 3 costs, which the solo standard is not. So we found using this business model, we are estimating that the Spinal Singularity will have a net profit of about $2.6 million over the course of 5 years. So in the first year, there's going to be a loss of about $240,000 from the research and development cost that is going to take for the solo standard. So about $220,000 of those dollars are going to go towards the salaries that would be used to pay the engineers for the solo standard and for research and development. And then the other $20,000 is going to go towards the various testing and market analysis that's needing to be done for the solo standard. So Spinal Singularity will start developing relationships with various spinal cord injury groups, as well as we'll start to develop more relationships with various spinal cord injury groups and physical therapists in order to generate more people that would be early adopters to the Solo standard. So we are estimating that from this, there's going to be about 18% early adopters from all the connections that we have and also the connections that Spinal Singularity has, with an addition of about 30 people from the various spinal cord injury conventions that the Spinal Singularity would be attending, as well as various online platforms. So we hope, Spinal Singularity within the next year or the year after that is going to fully research and develop this device, and we'll look to fully implement and design this device in order to get it out into the market for people to start using. They're going to start developing relationships with manufacturers in order to get it out into the market and have it ready for people to have after in a fast and easy manner. They're also going to develop relationships with physical therapists and spinal cord injury groups in order to generate more profit and more people that would be wanting to purchase the Solo standard. And so before we go on to questions, we just want to say we've really enjoyed the various relationships that we've developed with people at Jim Thorpe, as well as working with our inventor, Derek Herrera. And so with that, we're going to open the floor up to questions.
What kind of tests did you perform on your prototypes?
So just to reiterate your question, you're asking if we had tested our prototypes on people or in any individual. So our prototype was not fully fledged to really test on people, but we went to Jim Thorpe, which is in OKC, to talk to people about the product, show them the designs of the product, and we got feedback from them. We also did stress tests by trying to see which part is more needed to have extra support and extra stability on them. But we didn't get the opportunity to actually test it on people.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you going to get your startup capital?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
How are you going to get your startup capital at $240,000 to operate the first?
We currently don't have that information at this time. That's a thing for Spinal Singularity.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have time for one more question. Yes, sir.
The original number started off with people who had paraplegic and also quadriplegics. The way you described the mechanism by which you arose from your seat seemed to me wouldn't be possible for somebody who is a quadriplegic. Am I right or wrong?
So from the different interviews that we had, and also from the places that we went to, such as Jim Thorpe, we actually found that some people with quadriplegia are actually able to use their arms, just not as mobile as people with paraplegia. But there is a market for people with quadriplegia, just not ones that have zero movement of their arms.